course, it didn't. A month ago, Gerard uploads a
Bro,
video
I'm
called You Deserve
oppressed by my
Answers. Now,
tiredness.
initially, I
I'm
was going
gonna
to
go to
probably
sleep
respond to this in a
soon.
few days,
I
but
think
I actually
this
didn't know
might
this
be the
video was
last
uploaded until
thing.
Carl had actually told me about it. I think it was probably
It's
like
fun
a day after it
being
was uploaded. I
oppressed
had
by
no
how
understanding
tired
that
you
this
are.
bomb dropped.
It's
And I am
funny.
still absolutely confident that the accusations of fraud and embezzlement will be proven false.
Shit.
However, even
Oh,
if we
we're
never
all
broke the
in
law,
30s. That's
serious
good.
moral mistakes were still made by myself and the foundation. The open hand took far too long to donate. We never explained why it took so long
Wait, I
until
don't know
after
why
everyone
that's
called us
good, but
out.
if I have the
And I lied about
then
this
that's
for
good,
all
I
of
guess.
Indieland's years, both knowingly in 2023 and unknowingly in all the
Oh,
years
shit.
before.
So
Oh,
immediately
shit.
from this clip, I was like, all right, I guess he's admitting
Yeah,
that there were some
that's fair.
serious moral failings to be found. And a lot of that reporting that me and Carla did was pretty much resolved from this, or was pretty much like proven correct from this statement right here. But throughout the course of this 45-minute long video, the lies and
Yeah.
misrepresentation of this
Didn't
entire
really do
investigation
anything
gets
wrong.
pretty bad. And one of the reasons I'm making this video is because I was one of the principal investigators talking about this. And
Yeah,
also,
I
he
kind of
really
picked it,
mischaracterizes and
but, like,
calls into questions
not
our
really.
methods. And I really feel
In
like
Diamond,
he took
we don't
this
really call
opportunity
that my
of,
fault.
controversy against Carl and myself as a way to jump in and sort of try and get off the train of cancellation that he was on. Now, before we go into this and dissect this piece by piece, I think in order to show the audience this is a worse response than his first response, I want to go through
Damn,
a
that's
list of
terrible.
evidence. Okay?
I don't know why
So
it's
inside here
doing.
provides this Google Drive of citations, so the archive of uploads, financial
Yeah, I don't know
records,
why it's saying
documentation for
this.
Indieland.
I hate
Research.
the people that
All right,
just
okay. As long as I
spam
don't
this
see
as
like
well.
a fucking autopsy report.
I
let's
don't
see what's
even
actually
think
in
you
here.
should say
So let's
that
go to
at all,
archive
so
of
like
uploads.
spamming
Actually,
it
it's the
isn't
entirety of mine and Carl's videos uploaded for the world to watch. Okay, let's go to the financial records and statements. So he's got what appears to
It's
be
so
the
dumb.
AFTD Open Hand Foundation progress update, which is basically a little leaflet that he received showcasing, I guess, where the
I
money
feel
was
like
being
Holy
sent to.
Cow's a
This
good
was
one,
sent
but I
in
don't
July
feel
of
like
2024,
changing my
long after the story had broke, and some of that money was actually
settings,
donated. Okay, let's look at
I think-
Indieland revenue and expenses. Wow, look at this Fiverr-ass document. Of course, he provided a bunch of
Okay,
numbers,
done.
which we'll get into a little bit later on why I actually think these numbers are complete and utter bullshit. But he also provides operating expenses for the Open Hand Foundation. He actually shows the expenses incurred from Indieland. I just love when you give me one entire number without actually breaking down what the fuck these numbers mean. But you know what? Honestly, anybody could put together an absolute a spreadsheet like this, right? I mean, anybody could title it whatever they wanted, as long as there are no actual supporting pieces of evidence or documents. How the fuck are we supposed to prove these numbers are real or not? Again, these are questions that I think the audience should be asking. But when he uploaded this video, there was actually a lot of fanfare. Wow, you really owned the fucking Indian guy and the Australian speedrunning connoisseur over the internet. But of course, he also uploaded a third document, the Notice of Audit, that was provided by the state of California. Again, we can actually read this down the road. So he provided 3 documents. I would say 2 of which really don't even fucking matter all that much, except for really debunking. And the third one,
I heard
we'll get into a little
apparently
bit. But if
Obama
you go to the
deported
actual
more
research
people.
section, it's painfully obvious that the completionist spent a whole year basically looking up the greatest hits of mine and Carl's controversies. So for my section, he brings up my tweets, which are all the tweets that are germane to this actual investigation, which, whatever, okay? I'm glad that you figured out how to screenshot. Video descriptions. Ooh, he's got some pinned comments. Check out the newest podcast episodes. Sterling research, my friend. Brilliant. Ooh, Reddit posts on the conspiracy theories that are spread on the completionist Reddit, which I don't own, Carl doesn't own, nobody has anything to do with, but we'll get into it. Primary source of allegations. So he brings up
Okay,
Carl's
why
and
is he
mine like
forfeiting
videos,
it?
which he titles up all the views. So again, I don't know what the
I'm
purpose of
really
that is, but
confused
again,
why he's
sterling
forfeiting.
research. For Carl, however, he brings up a whole litany of controversies. Billy Mitchell lawsuit, Discord chats, past controversies, pickup artists, video descriptions. Yeah, I feel like he really has a bone to pick with Carl over here, but again, you might be wondering, what do any of our controversies have to do with facts and logic? Again, ladies and gentlemen, I like to come across these videos with actual receipts. So for the first time, I do implore that if you're watching this video, please put it on a second monitor if you have to, but pay attention because unlike Gerard, I'm going to put up things on the screen that actually refute his dark points and
Bro,
strengthen
stop
your mind.
spamming
So let's
that.
go into this. Now at the
So
time we
annoying.
covered the Open
I
Hand
didn't
Foundation,
think he was an
the most
actual
important things
spammer
about
of
it
that,
was
but
obviously
yeah.
it is a
A
charity.
few
The
of
Open
them
Hand
actually
Foundation is a
spam.
charity
Most
that
of them
Gerard
just say it a
Completionist
lot.
had ran. This
He's
foundation
spamming.
was actually built from him, his family, his dad, all in memory of his late mother who had passed away with
What are you saying, bro?
Now the thing about it is
We know
he
this is,
decided to
you know, the
lie
main reason
blatantly
why
about
I
the
don't like
status of his
this
organization.
is Rocket
Listen to
League at
this.
all, because
As
we
a
know
final note,
this
I
is
want to
Rocket
add that
League.
many online
Even
have
if you
noticed
say
that
it
the Open
once,
Hand
like,
Foundation
who
has
cares?
entered
We know
into a
it's Rocket
delinquency
League.
status with the IRS. Carl Jobst has run with this, saying that this is further proof that Open Hand did not comply with the law.
What?
In reality, the Open Hand's legal counsel was instructed
I
by the
don't know what
Department of
he's
Justice
doing.
to withhold
Okay.
their tax filings until the investigation was concluded. This delinquency status is the charity equivalent of an unpaid parking ticket and gets cleared whenever Open Hand files a specific form, which they've already taken care of. As a result, this delinquency status has been corrected and is actually
What are
explicit
you
proof that
saying,
my
bro? No
family
one
and I
cares
fully
about your
complied with the
this.
investigation.
I mean, I
and
care.
truly
I'm
have
really
nothing
annoyed
behind
by
it.
it. First of all.
Okay, so there's a lot of things mentioned over there. Now immediately he starts bringing up things on the screen that really have no, that really misrepresents blatantly. So it makes
it's
you wonder if
10
the audience that
seconds.
watches the completionist is
3
maybe
divided
clinically
by
like sane
3,
or
so
something, or
that's-
maybe they have no understanding of how
You
to
guys
read.
won't
But I'll read
understand
for
what
you.
I'm
The Open Hand Foundation, as
But
Carl
yeah, it's
posted
10
on one of the
seconds.
Reddits that were focusing on this investigation,
Down. It's
has
it.
now been classified as delinquent by the Office of the Attorney General. They are delinquent because they have
Now
failed
it's
to file a
20
required
oh,
tax
they
form.
missed.
That means they may not legally engage in any conduct that requires registration with the DOJ, i.e. soliciting charitable funds. Despite this fact, they're still soliciting donations through their upcoming golf tournament later this year. Now, obviously, the next thing is this charity definition, which, again, just read it on screen. You can see that it just says every charitable corporation, unincorporated association, and trustee doing business in California
Okay,
is
this is
required to
20.
annually renew its
yeah,
registration.
24.
Registrations must report annually by filing RRF1.
Yeah, I
The
can
failure
do-
to renew the registration
I
will
can
lead
do
to the
one more
organizations
again.
being listed as
But
delinquent.
I'm
Again, he just brought up a
know.
definition or again a
Oh.
point of what happens when you
Oh,
fail
I'm
to
not?
actually
Wait, I'm
renew
actually
it.
not.
But in the
My
clip,
rating
he's
did
talking
go
about how
down.
he filled this form that
That's
apparently
surprising.
corrects it behind the scenes.
Now, I don't know why I
It
went
shows
down
that definition or
7
proves it.
instead
Again,
of 9.
you have to
That's
read and
pretty
actually
weird.
comprehend what's being shown on the screen instead of just taking the guy's word for it. Now, Gerard decided to blatantly misrepresent what the fuck was going on there. There's actually so much wrong in this statement that the reason I started this video off with this is to just show you how easily disprovable this fucking sack of shit really is. So I'm going to explain really quickly what he said. So he said that, of course, if you're reading this, the delinquency status has been corrected and is actually explicit proof. Now, how can you verify if Gerard is actually telling the truth? Well, open up a new tab. You can go to whatever search engine you prefer, and you can go search up Office of the Attorney General, California Charity Lookup. So again, if you go over here, you can go to OAGCA.gov, Charities Content Info, click right over here, and through their search tool, which is easily accessible by going to search by agency or the registry search tool right over here, and inside organization name, you can type in...
Yeah, actually, I was
as you've already seen.
839,
I've
not
done it. Hit that
837.
old
This
search
isn't
button,
weird. This
and the
is
bottom
not.
organization is the one that belongs primarily to Gerard. Now you can see as
Nice
of
shot. I almost
literally
blocked
recording this
him, so
video,
that was
which it should be
pretty
edited and
bad.
going live like literally in the next couple days, it is delinquent. It probably will still be delinquent by the time I upload this fucking video. But that doesn't even really
Currently,
matter in this
I
situation.
want to stop
So if you
after
actually
this
go
match,
looking at
but
this
we'll see.
organization, you can see that it
After this match,
verifiably
it
is
might
him.
be
It's
different.
actually delinquent because it's incomplete.
We'll see if
filing.
I'll still
In fact,
win.
the IRS 990 form is required in this situation. So you might be
Mine too.
wondering, okay, well, what is the actual problem?
Yeah,
First
no,
off,
I'm
he said that
probably
it's
gonna-
not delinquent. It verifiably is delinquent. And if you actually go to the bottom over here, the latest posting is this RCT 451. Again, you can click that, open it up, check that PDF file for yourself. You can see that this is the
PDF
Open
file?
Hand Foundation.
What?
And inside
PDF
the Open
file?
Hand Foundation,
Oh, it's
I'm not
PDF
just presenting this, I'm going to read it
It's
for you.
very similar.
This is a
PDF
delinquency
file and
notice
it's
and a
PDF.
warning of assessment of penalties and late fees and suspension or revocation
Luckily,
of
you
registered
can
status.
say that. I
This was
agree. You
posted
can
May
say
2nd,
you should be able
2025.
to say that
And if you
word, but
actually
it's
look
a
over here, they even
pretty
reference legal code
bad
in this
word
situation. An
that
organization
actually
that is listed as
describes
delinquent is not in good standing and is prohibited from engaging in conduct for which registration is required, including soliciting or dispersing charitable funds. And here they provide California Code Registration Title 11, Section 312, which we'll open separately real quickly, but let's go back here. The organization may also be subject to penalties, yada, yada, yada. Its registration may be suspended or revoked by the registry. Once you
Shit,
submit the
bro.
delinquent records, you will be notified of the amount of any late fees that are owed. So immediately when you look up that exact title, code, and registration, it belongs to registration must be in good standing to operate or solicit. A person or entity subject to the registration requirements of the Act must be registered and in good standing with the
Nice.
Registry of Charities and Fundraisers to operate or solicit for charitable purposes in the state of California. A registration that is delinquent, suspended, or revoked is
nice.
not in good standing.
Okay.
See, delinquent is not
Well,
in
at
good
least
standing.
I'm
What
not
are they
flat
registered
through.
as?
That's a very
Delinquent.
good thing.
Of course, there's no secret
Okay, I
behind
feel
the scenes
tired
update.
enough
That
to
literally is a
sleep now,
public
so-
record that anybody donating to this charitable organization
Like on the
should
spot.
publicly be able
Not
to see.
yet,
And it
but
is prohibited from engaging in
I'm
conduct for which registration is
way
required,
above
including,
tired
but
enough
not
to
limited
sleep
to,
right now.
solicitation for charitable purposes.
Bye guys.
A person or entity subject
This
to
is a good
cease and
video,
desist order
11
is
uh,
not in good
minutes.
standing.
Bye guys.
And of course,